since 1918. Service is our motto. The poor, the rich, the middle class and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent, and the dependable staff of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home who is genuinely concerned with your care. At Jwwilliams Funeral Home, you are aptly served by the proprietor president, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, who continues the traditions and values set forth by the past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams. Your announcements for the Jwwilliams Funeral Home Sunday morning program are Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Reverend Isaac H. Owens, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, Minister Frankie Harmon, Miss Sandra Johnson, and Deacon Earl Clark, Jr.
Thank you, and good morning, friends. We come to you this morning to bring announcements, dedications, and songs. We certainly hope that your day may be brighter after listening to our program. The family of Mr. Jwwilliams Johnson Sr. of Cordele, Georgia. The family of United States Air Force veteran Minister John Marcellus Holmes of Cordele, Georgia. The family of United States Marine Corps veteran Deacon Eric Tyrone Davis of Albany, Georgia, and Leslie, Georgia. The family of Miss Diane S. Curtis of Cordele, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for the food, the flowers, the condolences, and all other expressions of sympathy and kindness shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. Mr. Willie James Johnson Sr., age 72, of Chris Street, Cordele, Georgia, died on Thursday, April 16th, at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Willie James Johnson Sr., age 72, was held Sunday, April 26th, in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. Elder J.C. Clark officiated. The eulogy was delivered by his beloved nephew, the Reverend William G. Ford. The burial followed at the Mount Olive Church Cemetery in Warwick, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and caring sons, Mr. Willie James Johnson, Jr. of Cordele, Georgia, and Mr. Darrell Sanders and his wife, Mrs. Kimberly Sanders of West Palm Beach, Florida. 13 beloved grandchildren, his loving and devoted sisters, Mrs. Emma Hill of Macon, Georgia, Mrs. Ella May Porter of Warner Robins, Georgia, Mrs. Mary Alice Sanders of Clearwater, Florida, and Miss Bernice Hestel of Cordele, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Willie James Johnson Sr., age 72, of Chris Street, Cordele, Georgia. United States Air Force veteran Minister John Marcellus Holmes, age 55, of 911 North 10th Street, Cordele, Georgia, died on Monday, April 20th at Brightmoor Hospice in Macon, Georgia. The funeral service for United States Air Force veteran Minister John Marcellus Holmes, age 55, was held Sunday, April 26th, in the sanctuary of his beloved Mount Calvary Missionary Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend Isaac H. Owens, officiated. The burial with military honors followed at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Carrie Porter Holmes of Cordele, Georgia, his loving children, Miss Tempest Holmes and Deacon Jeremy Johnson of Cordele, Georgia, 5 beloved grandchildren, 5 great-grandchildren, his loving sisters, Miss Wanda Holmes of Phoenix, Arizona, and Miss Lee Glenn and her husband, Mr. Marquis Glenn of Douglasville, Georgia. A niece whom he reared, Miss Natasha Porter and her children of Byram, Georgia. A nephew whom he reared, Mr. Terrence Arnold. His beloved aunt, Miss Maddie M. Calloway of Atlanta, Georgia. His in-law, Miss Ruby Coleman, Miss Ruby Colson, Mr. Alton Biggins, and Mr. J.C. Brown of Cordele, Georgia, Miss Brenda Porter of Orlando, Florida, and Miss Patricia Brown of Winter Haven, Florida. Many nieces and nephews, cousins, his Mount Calvary Baptist Church family, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive United States Air Force veteran Minister John Marcellus Holmes, age 55, of 911 North 10th Street, Cordele, Georgia. Miss Diane S. Curtis, age 68, of Cordele, Georgia, died Wednesday, April 22nd, at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Diane S. Curtis, age 68, was held on Saturday, May 2nd, in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. Apostle Morris Jones, pastor of the People of Faith Christian Church, officiated. The burial followed at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted grandson, Mr. Sanchez Curtis of Cordele, Georgia. Her loving and devoted sisters, Mrs. Pamela Stiles and her husband, Mr. Kenneth Stiles, Miss Bobby Hartage, and Miss Betty Weldon, all of Cordele, Georgia. Her beloved brothers, Mr. James Sims and his wife, Mrs. Melinda Sims, Mr. John Sims, Mr. Freddie Curtis and his wife, Mrs. Vernell Curtis, and Mr. Alvin Weldon, all of Cordele, Georgia. Her special nieces and nephew, Miss Valanche Butts and her husband, Mr. Timothy Butts, Mrs. Marquita Whitehead and her husband, Mr. William Whitehead, Mr. Octavius Curtis, Mr. Bobby Payne, Miss Emma Neal, and Miss Geneva Tripp, all of Cordele, Georgia, and Miss Ashley Curry and her husband, Mr. Jamal Curry of Perry, Georgia. A host of beloved cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive Miss Diane S. Curtis, age 68, of Cordele, Georgia. United States Marine Corps veteran, Deacon Eric Tyrone Davis, age 52, of 104 Autumn Leaf Drive, Albany, Georgia, and Leslie, Georgia, died Monday, April 27th, at his residence in Albany, Georgia. The funeral service for United States Marine Corps veteran, Deacon Eric Tyrone Davis, age 52, was held on Friday, May 1st, in the sanctuary of the St. John Baptist Church in Leslie, Georgia. The burial with military honors followed at the Andersonville National Cemetery in Andersonville, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Miss Tanya T. Davis of Albany, Georgia, his beloved children, Mr. Kyron Davis, Mr. Kashawn Davis, both of Americus, Georgia, Mr. Kadarius Thomas of Leesburg, Georgia, Miss Shanara Micklin of Albany, Georgia, Mr. Yawan Micklin of Camilla, Georgia, Mr. Alexis Smith of Americas, Georgia, Miss Dominic Thompson of Texas, Miss Diana Walker, and Miss Dejasia Walker, both of Riverdale, Georgia. 13 beloved grandchildren. His beloved father, Mr. Walter Lewis Davis of Smithfield, Georgia. His loving and devoted mother, Mrs. Dorothy Didale, and her husband, Mr. Albert Didale of Leslie, Georgia. His loving sisters, Mrs. Dominic Thread and her husband, Mr. Chris Thread of Benton, Arkansas. Mrs. Erica Brown and her husband, Mr. Derek Brown. Miss Sonia Smith, both of Americus, Georgia. His brother, Mr. Walter Davis Jr. of Washington, D.C., a beloved aunt, Miss Maria Youngblood, and her husband, Mr. Kenneth Youngblood of Albany, Georgia. His parents-in-law, Mr. Freddie and Mrs. Thelma Evans of Americus, Georgia. A host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. United States Marine Corps veteran, Deacon Eric Tyrone Davis, age 52, 104 Autumn Leaf Drive, Albany, Georgia, and Leslie, Georgia. Again, the family of Mr. Willie James Johnson, Sr. of Cordele, Georgia, the family of United States Air Force veteran, Minister John Marcellus Holmes of Cordele, Georgia, the family of United States Marine Corps veteran, Deacon Eric Tyrone Davis of Albany, Georgia, and Leslie, Georgia, the family of Miss Diane S. Curtis of Cordele, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for all of the many kindnesses shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. May God bless each of you is their prayer. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna were in charge of each of these arrangements during the past week. And now, it is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Mr. Devin Alexander Briggs, age 23, of 368 Hobbs and Briggs Road, Buena Vista, Georgia, died Monday, April 20th, in Augusta, Georgia, of injury sustained in an automobile accident. Survivors include his loving and devoted parents, Mr. Kelvin Briggs and Mrs. Carmen Briggs of Buena Vista, Georgia. A beloved sister, Miss Kata Briggs of Buena Vista, Georgia. A beloved brother, Mr. Dominic Briggs of Augusta, Georgia. His beloved grandparents, Mr. Jeffrey and Miss Anita Williams of Panama, and Mr. Thomas Wright of Bernice, Louisiana. His loving aunts and uncles, godparents, god sister and brother, his cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Mr. Devin Alexander Briggs, age 23, of 368 Hobbs and Briggs Road, Buena Vista, Georgia. A celebration of life service for Mr. Devin Alexander Briggs, age 23, will be held today, Sunday, May 3rd, at 1 p.m. at Fox Hall in Buena Vista, Georgia. Pastor Larry Franklin Jr. will officiate. The infant destined Janelle Maria Cherry of Perry, Georgia, died Saturday, April 25th, 2026, at the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center in Americus, Georgia. Survivors include her loving parents, Mr. John Tavius Cherry of Unadilla, Georgia, Miss Yakisha Rivers of Perry, Georgia, her sister, Miss Keasia Naomi Nicole Jones of Americus, Georgia, his brother, Master Keon Lucas of Savannah, Georgia, Master Dentel Langston of California, Master Marty Felder of Unadilla, Georgia, and Master Jamari Cherry of Fort Valley, Georgia. Her loving grandparents and great-grandparents, Mrs. Daphne Snipes Lumpkin and her husband, Mr. Andre Lumpkin of Americus, Georgia, Miss Darlene Adams of Byram, Georgia, Mr. James Revels and his wife, Mrs. Shamika Revels of Americus, Georgia, Mr. Jonathan Adams Sr. of Tallahassee, Florida, and Mr. Henry Snipes Jr. of Americus, Georgia. A host of aunts and uncles, her godparents, and many, many cousins survived the infant Destiny Janelle Marie Cherry of Perry, Georgia. The graveside service for the infant Destiny Janelle Marie Cherry will be held on Monday, May 4th at 3 p.m. graveside at the Evergreen Cemetery in Unadilla, Georgia. The Reverend Deron Griggs will officiate. United States Army veteran, Mr. Charlie Rivers, age 79, of 333 Smithville Road North, Leesburg, Georgia, died Tuesday, April 28th at the Fairview Park Hospital in Dublin, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife of 33 years, Mrs. Hattie Mercer Rivers of Leesburg, Georgia, formerly of Americus, Georgia. His loving and devoted daughters, Mrs. Stacy Hubbard and her husband, Mr. William Hubbard of Americus, Georgia, Miss Angelique Robinson and her husband, Mr. Geraint Robinson of Albany, Georgia, Miss Marsha Robinson, and Miss Karen Reddick. 12 beloved grandchildren, 6 great-grandchildren, 3 beloved sisters, Mrs. Ethel Murphy of Greer, South Carolina, Mrs. Mary Wright of Spring Valley, New York, and Mrs. Brenda Williams of Moultrie, Georgia. 1 beloved brother, Mr. Mike Rivers, and his wife, Mrs. Linda Rivers of Leesburg, Georgia. His sisters-in-law, Mrs. Ida Mae Mercer, Mrs. Edna Mercer, both of Leslie, Georgia, and Mrs. Constant Mercer Bryant and her husband, Mr. Dennis Bryant of Americus, Georgia. His brothers-in-law, Mr. Eldred Mercer, Jr., and his wife, Mrs. Ernestine Mercer of Americus, Georgia. Elder Sammy Mercer, Mr. Freddie Mercer and his wife, Mrs. Diane Mercer, Mr. Louis Mercer and his wife, Mrs. Leslie Mercer, his beloved aunt, Mrs. Murray Rivers of Albany, Georgia, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. United States Army veteran, Mr. Charlie Rivers, age 79, of 333 Smithville Road, Leesburg, Georgia. The funeral service for United States Army veteran Mr. Charlie Rivers, age 79, will be held on Wednesday, May 6 at 11 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Jordan Grove Baptist Church in Leesburg, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend A.D. Brown, will officiate. The burial with military honors will follow in the churchyard cemetery. The public visitation will be on Tuesday, May 5th, from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mrs. Ranetta Gardner Zanders, affectionately known as Bird, age 53, of 901 Georgia Highway 49 South, Americus, Georgia, died Tuesday, April 29th at Emory Midtown Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted husband, Mr. Dexter D. Zanders of Americus, Georgia, her loving daughter, Miss Rakia Zander, and Miss Jalexa Zanders, both of Americus, Georgia. A beloved adopted son, Mr. Antonia Worth. Her loving and devoted mother, Mrs. Christine Cersei Gardner of Americus, Georgia. Her beloved and devoted sister, Ms. Yolanda Sanford, and her husband, Mr. Willie Sanford of Americus, Georgia. Her beloved brother, Mr. Timmy Cersei Sr., and his wife, Mrs. Katrina Cersei of Lexington, South Carolina. Her loving aunts and uncles, Mrs. Martha Jean Cardwell, Miss Mary Hazel Hunt, Mrs. Natasha Cersei, Mr. Anthony D. Cersei, Mrs. Ethel Manuel, Mrs. Betty Harris, and Mrs. Shirley Bradley. Her loving mother-in-law, Mrs. Betty Jean Zanders of Americus, Georgia. Her beloved sisters-in-law, Mrs. Pamela Smith, and her husband, Sir Derek Smith of Smithville, Georgia, and Miss Trinisha Jackson and her husband, Deacon Kelvin Jackson of DeSoto, Georgia. Her brother-in-law, Mr. John Zanders, Jr., and his wife, Mrs. Angela Zanders of Americus, Georgia. 20 beloved nieces and nephews, a host of beloved cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends, to include her best friends, Miss Delana Harden and Miss Linnell Harris, survive Mrs. Renetta Gardner Zanders, affectionately known as Bird, age 53, of 901 Georgia Highway 49 South, Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Renetta Gardner Zanders, age 53, will be held on Thursday, May 7th at 4 p.m. at the Eastview Cemetery Pavilion in Americus, Georgia. The Reverend George Munt, pastor of Whole Truth Ministries in Americus, Georgia, will officiate. The public visitation will be on Wednesday, May 6th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mrs. Janelle Berryhill Bobbitt, age 69, of 506 East 28th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Saturday, May 2nd at Wilson Hospice House in Albany, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted sister, Mrs. Rosalind Berryhill Gaston, and her husband, Mr. Floyd Gaston, of Americus, Georgia. Her loving and devoted niece, Elder Charlotte Dobbs of Cordele, Georgia, Mrs. Irma Childs of Atworth, Georgia, Miss Theresa Wright, and Miss Tamika Sutton, both of Atlanta, Georgia. Her beloved nephews, Mr. Larry Wright of Cordele, Georgia, Mr. Harry Wright, and Mr. Lorenzo Wright, both of Atlanta, Georgia, Mr. James Berryhill, and Mr. Vincent Kears of Americus, Georgia. A host of beloved cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mrs. Janelle Berryhill Bobbitt, age 69, of 506 East 28th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Janelle Berryhill Bobbitt, age 69, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Mrs. April Cherie Holmes, age 38, of 1408 Everett Court, Cordele, Georgia, died Saturday, May 2nd, 2026, at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted husband, Mr. Everett Holmes of Cordele, Georgia, her loving and devoted son, Mr. Kalen Evans of Cordele, Georgia, her loving and devoted parents, Mr. Roy and Mrs. Mary Jones Evans of Cordele, Georgia, her loving sister, Miss Sandra Jones Wright of Tifton, Georgia, and Miss LaShua Frederick of Cordele, Georgia, her beloved brothers, Mr. Torio J. Jones and Mr. Carlos M. Jones, Mr. Alexander T. Evans, all of Cordele, Georgia, and Mr. Latravius R. Jones and his wife, Mrs. Nicole Jones of Albany, Georgia. Her parents-in-law, Deacon Everett and Mrs. Brenda West of Cordele, Georgia. Her aunts and uncles, Mr. Melvin D. Jones and his wife, Mrs. Terry Jones, Mr. Bobby C. Jones, Mr. Wayne McCormick and his wife, Mrs. Dominic McCormick, Mrs. Deborah J. Parker and her husband, Mr. Terry Parker, Mrs. Janice M. Anderson and her husband, Mr. Lloyd Anderson, all of Cordele, Georgia. Mr. Robert L. Jones of Unadilla, Georgia, Mr. Cedric Snow of Homestead, Florida, Mrs. Phillips Dukes, and Miss Cherie Parson, both of Tampa, Florida, and Miss Willa Jean Baker of Key Logan, Florida, and a host of other relatives and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mrs. April Cherie Holmes, age 38, of 1408 Albert Court, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. April Cherie Holmes, age 38, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week. Friends, that conclude our funeral notices for this morning. And as always, we do remind each of you concerning our pre-funeral arrangements planning available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home, with packages available with a single pay, a 3-year pay, a 5-year pay, and a 10-year pay. So please stop by and talk with us concerning your pre-funeral arrangements needs available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. And also whole life insurance is available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home.
And now for announcements. Macedonia Baptist Church Drayton Community will celebrate the 156th church anniversary today. Everyone is invited to attend. Sister Alice Bryant, Secretary. Deacon Hentley Bryant Jr. is the chairman. Reverend Gregory Moy is the pastor. Big Poplar Springs Church Mother's Day celebration will be held Sunday, May 10th at 11 a.m. Evangelist Cynthia Jwwilliams of Shallow Baptist Church, Elko, Georgia, will be the speaker. Big Poplar Springs Baptist Church pastor's anniversary will be Sunday, May 24th at 11:30 a.m. Sandridge Baptist Church and Dr. Jeffrey Lawrence will be in charge of the service. Dinner will be served. Sister LaChina Whitehead, Church Secretary. Deacon Wilbert Whitehead Jr. is the chairman. Reverend Lucius Albritton Jr. is the pastor. New Poplar Springs Baptist Church, Byronville, Georgia, invites everyone to worship with them each Sunday at 9:45 a.m. Each Wednesday via conference call at 6:30 a.m. for morning prayer and at 7 p.m. for hour of encouragement. The dial-in number is 253-993-3761. Again, the dial-in number is 253-993-3761. Pastor Teacher Johnny Dean is the pastor. The Vienna Church of Christ on Union Street, Vienna, Georgia, invites everyone to worship with them in person or via Zoom each Sunday, with Sunday school at 10 a.m., morning worship at 11 a.m., Bible study each Wednesday at 7 p.m. The Zoom number is 447-485-6691. Again, the Zoom number, 447-485-6691. Brother Carl Colbert is the minister. New St. Paul Baptist Church mission anniversary will be held today at 11 a.m. Evangelist Stacy Sims will be the speaker. Unity color is white. Sister Linda Gordon, mission president. Reverend Michael Walker is the pastor. New Beulah Baptist Church 133rd church anniversary and the 5th anniversary of the pastor, Reverend Christopher Perry, will be held today at 10 a.m. Little Rock Baptist Church and Reverend Joseph Green will be the guest church. Sister Rosemary Jones, church secretary. Deacon Bobby Robinson is the chairman. Reverend Christopher Perry is the pastor. New Ebenezer Baptist Church revival will be Thursday, May 14th at 7 p.m. New Hope Baptist Church and choir, Reverend Alan Waters of Montezuma, Georgia, will be the guest. The revival will climax Sunday, May 17th at 2 p.m. Zion Hope Baptist Church and choir and Reverend Wesley Ashton will be the guest. Sister Ruby Hodge, church mother. Deacon Jeffrey Hall is the chairman. Reverend Willie James Felton is the pastor. St. John Baptist Church annual Men and Women Day celebration will be May 17th. Sunday school at 9 a.m., morning worship at 10 a.m. Dr. Angela Shoemate of Mount Zion Baptist Church, Albany, Georgia, and Dr. Timothy Boone of Faith Perfecting Life Center, Warner Robins, Georgia, will be the guest speakers. Unity colors are green, black, and ivory. Deacon Arthur Deriso is the chairman. Reverend Calvin James is the pastor. Friendship Missionary Baptist Church annual spring revival services will be Sunday, May 17th, Sunday, May 24th, and Sunday, May 31st at 6 p.m. each evening. The guest revivalists will be on Sunday, May 17th, Pastor Cecil Strada and the Gethsemane Missionary Baptist Church of Cordele, Georgia. On Sunday, May 24th, Pastor-elect Wallace Jordan III and the Lebanon Baptist Church, Plains, Georgia, will be in charge. On Sunday, May 31st, Pastor George Muntz and the Whole Truth International Church of Americas, Georgia, will be in charge. Bishop Melton McCluster is the pastor. Greater Gum Creek Baptist Church annual 157th church anniversary and the 21st anniversary of the pastor, Reverend Joseph Hogerbrook, will be held May 10th at 10:30 a.m. Reverend Charles Perry, pastor of Mission of Hope, will deliver the anniversary sermon. Mother Norman Solomon is the church mother. Sister Elizabeth Griffin is the secretary. Deacon Zachary Fields is chairman of deacons, and Reverend Joseph Hogerbrook is the pastor. New William Groves Baptist Church annual revival will be Wednesday, May 13th, and Thursday, May 14th at 7 p.m. On program Wednesday, Gethsemane Baptist Church and Reverend Cecil Strada. On Thursday, Zion Grove and New Hope Baptist Church and Reverend Tilla Sims. Refreshments will be served. Program committee, Sister Christine Doster and Sister Jennifer Doster. Sister Linda Maddox is the secretary. Deacon Winford Green is the chairman of deacon. Reverend Nakito Lester is the pastor. Hope in the Word Ministries, Women of Hope, will have a Women on the Wall prayer gathering Saturday, May 16th at 11 a.m. Pastor Calvin and Minister Melissa Hogerbrook are the host pastors. The annual Women's Day service of Mount Calvary Baptist Church will be held Sunday, May 17th during the 10:45 a.m. morning worship service. Minister Patrina Lockett will be the guest speaker, and everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Sister Vivian Royal Mercer is the chairlady. Mother Evelyn Lewis is the church mother. Deacon Leon Spears, chairman of deacon, and Reverend Isaac H. Owens is the pastor. Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church annual revival will be Tuesday, May 19th through Thursday, May 21st at 7 p.m. Reverend Lorenzo Hurd of 2nd Mount Olive Baptist Church, Albany, Georgia, will be the revivalist. The revival will climax Sunday, May 24th at 9:30 a.m. with the senior mission in charge of the service. Deacon Arthur L. Park is the chairman. Dr. K.M. Williams is the pastor. Spring Hill Baptist Church annual spring revival will be Wednesday, May 20th and Thursday, May 21st at 7 p.m. Guest pastors on Tuesday, Reverend Isaac H. Owens, pastor of Mount Calvary Baptist Church, and Wednesday, Dr. Dwayne Daniels, pastor of Beulah Land Baptist Church. Everyone is invited to attend. Sister Easter Patrick is the secretary. Mother Lily Mathis, church mother. Deacon Eddie Byram is the chairman of deacon, and Dr. Eddie Talbert is the pastor. You're invited to fellowship and worship with Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church this morning with Sunday school at 9 a.m., worship service at 9:30 a.m. Mother Mary Henderson is the church mother. Deacon Arthur L. Park is chairman. Dr. K.M. Williams is the pastor. Mount Zion First African Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today at 11 a.m. Deacon Joe Wedges is the chairman. Dr. James III is the pastor. The Gethsemane Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today at 10:30 a.m. Deacon Johnny Wilson is the chairman. Reverend Cecil Strother is the pastor. New Oak Grove Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today. Sunday school at 9:15 a.m., worship service at 10 a.m. Deacon Alonzo Jones is the chairman. Reverend W.W. Wilson is the pastor. Greater Gum Creek Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today at 10:30 a.m. Mother Norman Solomon is the church mother. Deacon Zachary Fields is the chairman. Reverend Joseph Hoggebrook is the pastor. St. Paul Presbyterian Church invites everyone to worship with them at 11 a.m. Pastor Owita Hegeman is the pastor. Beautiful Zion Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today at 11 a.m. Mother Azaline Kellogg is the church mother. Reverend Lorinda Ray is the pastor. Mount Olive Baptist Church Warwick invites everyone to worship with them today. Sunday school at 9 a.m., worship service at 10 a.m. Mother Willie Mae Walker is the church mother. Deacon Lindbergh Williams Jr. is the chairman of deacon. Bishop Jerome Milton is the pastor. Emmanuel Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them. Sunday school at 10 a.m., worship service at 11:15, Bible study each Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Mother Willeen McGill is the church mother. Reverend Gregory Williams is the pastor. New William Grove Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today at 11 a.m. Deacon Winfred Green is the chairman of deacon. Mother Grading Ford is the church mother. Reverend Nikito Lester is the pastor. You're invited to worship with us at New St. Stephen's Church. Everyone is invited to worship with us at 11 a.m. We invite that you will join with us each Tuesday at 7 p.m. via conference call for prayer, and each Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Bible study. The conference call number is 732-434-2022. Again, the call-in number is 732-434-2022. Dr. Frankie Harmon is the pastor. Temple of Praise Church of God by Faith invites everyone to worship with them each Sunday with Sunday school at 10 a.m., morning worship at 11:15. You're invited to join with them live Facebook each Sunday at 11:40 a.m. Wednesday Bible study at 7 p.m. For more information, call 229-949-0144. Again, for more information, call 229-949-0144. Elder Michael Wyndham is the pastor. The Brewland Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them each Sunday. Sunday school at 10 a.m., morning worship at 11:15 a.m. Mother Diane Flood is the church mother. Deacon Willie Smith is the chairman of deacon. Dr. Dwayne Daniels is the pastor. As a reminder, it is election time. The early voting has already begun. It is time to vote now in the primary election. The early voting will remain open until Friday, May 15th from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. We invite that you would get out and vote during the primary election. I am a candidate for District 1, Post 2, and I ask that you would come out and vote for me, Frankie Harmon, for your next local and vocal, visible and available candidate for District 1, Post 2. To request a ballot by mail, contact the election office. You have until Friday, May 8th. May 8th is the last day to submit an application or an absentee ballot. Election day again is Tuesday, May 19th from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. You do not have to wait until May 19th. Early voting is in progress now. So please get out and vote. Let our voices be heard by casting our vote for your next candidate. That will be me, Frankie Harmon, for District 1, Post 2. I am asking that you would get out and vote for your next local and vocal visible candidate for District 1, Post 2.
And now for dedications. Our first election this morning is dedicated to the following: in loving memory of Mrs. Margie Fagan, who departed this life April 22nd. Dedication requested by her son, Trey Fagan, her grandchildren, and the entire Fagan family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mrs. Ethel P. McGill, who departed this life April 24th, 2000. Dedication requested by all of her beloved children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and the entire McGill family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mr. Tony McGill, who would have celebrated his birthday on April 29th, dedication requested by his beloved wife, his children, grandchildren, and the entire McGill family. Precious memory lingers still. In loving memory of Mr. Willie James Davis, who would have celebrated his birthday May 4th, dedication requested by Mrs. Mary Frances Davis and the entire family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mr. Rufus Davis, who would have celebrated his birthday May 5th, dedication requested by Mrs. Mary Frances Davis and the entire family, gone but not forgotten. Our first election this morning is dedicated to the following: Mrs. Mother Willie Mae Leary and family of Hatley, Georgia, and the entire Leary and Carter family of Hatley, Georgia. Mother Mae Rivers and family, Mother Willie McGill and family, Mrs. Ethel Perry and family, Vienna, Georgia, Miss Bernice Laston family, Mrs. Claudette Waters and family, Mrs. Faye Jackson Green and family, Mrs. Ruby Jackson Kitchen and family, Deacon Odell and Mrs. Dorothy Jackson Westbrook and family, the Reverend James O. Jackson and the entire family. Goes out to Brother Mark Westbrook, musician, Mrs. Willie Mae Crapp and family, Mrs. Minister Verdell Staley Thomas and family, Miss Tammy Harvey and family, the Reverend and Mrs. Dion Jones and family. This selection goes out to my cousin, Deacon Emery Wright and family of Albany, Georgia, and Lee County, Georgia. It is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Mr. Devin Alexander Briggs, age 23, of 368 Hobbs and Briggs Road, Buena Vista, Georgia, died Monday, April 20th in Augusta, Georgia, of injuries sustained in an automobile accident. The celebration of live service of Mr. Devin Alexander Briggs, age 23, will be held today, Sunday, May 3rd at 1 p.m. at Fox Hall in Buena Vista, Georgia. Pastor Larry Franklin Jr. will officiate. The infant destiny, Janelle Marie Cherry of Perry, Georgia, died Saturday, April 23rd, 2026, at the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center in Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for the infant destiny, Janelle Marie Cherry, will be held on Monday, May 4th at 3 p.m. graveside at Evergreen Cemetery in Unadilla, Georgia. The Reverend Dewan Griggs will officiate. United States Army veteran Mr. Charlie Rivers, age 79, of 333 Smithville Road, Leesburg, Georgia, died Tuesday, April 28th at the Fairview Park Hospital in Dublin, Georgia. The funeral service for United States Army veteran Mr. Charlie Rivers, age 79, will be held on Wednesday, May 6th at 11 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Jordan Grove Baptist Church in Leesburg, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend A.D. Brown, will officiate. The burial with military honors will follow in the churchyard cemetery. The public visitation will be on Tuesday, May 5th, from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mrs. Etta Gardner Zanders, affectionately known as Bird, age 53, of 901 Georgia Highway 49 South, Americus, Georgia, died Tuesday, April 29th at Emory Midtown Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Renetta Gardner Zanders, age 53, will be held on Thursday, May 7th at 4 p.m. at the Eastview Cemetery Pavilion in Americus, Georgia. The Reverend George Muntz, pastor of the Whole Truth International Ministries, will officiate. The public visitation will be on Wednesday, May 6th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mrs. Janelle Berryhill Bobbitt, age 69, of 506 East 28th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Saturday, May 2nd at Wilson Hospice House in Albany, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Janelle Berryhill Bobbitt, age 69, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Mrs. April Cherie Holmes, age 38, of 1408 Elbert Court, Cordele, Georgia, died Saturday, May 2nd at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. April Cherie Holmes will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangement. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week. Our program this morning is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones were laid to rest during the past week. The family of Mr. Willie James Johnson Sr. of Cordele, Georgia. The family of United States Air Force veteran Minister John Marcellus Holmes of Cordele, Georgia. The family of United States Marine Corps veteran Deacon Eric Tyrone Davis of Albany, Georgia, and Leslie, Georgia. And the family of Ms. Diane S. Curtis of Cordele, Georgia. Our program is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones will be laid to rest during this week. The family of Mr. Devin Alexander Briggs of Buena Vista, Georgia. The family of the infant Destiny Janelle Cherry of Perry, Georgia. The family of United States Army veteran Mr. Charlie Rivers of Leesburg, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Renetta Gardner Zanders of Americus, Georgia. The family, Mrs. Janelle Berryhill Bobbitt of Cordele, Georgia. The family, Mrs. April Cherie Holmes of Cordele, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to all of the sick and shut-in, to all patients in the local and surrounding hospitals, nursing homes, and rehabilitation centers, to our beloved ministers and their devoted family members, to all retired educators, to the men and women serving in our armed forces, both stateside and abroad, to all veterans, and to everyone who listens to our program on each Sunday morning. It's a pleasure for us to bring it to you. Our program goes out in memory of our past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams. Goes out to my wife, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker. I'd like to say happy anniversary to her. We celebrated anniversary on May 1st of this year. God bless you. Keep our union strong. This selection goes out to my son, Jai Wilkerson Parker. Goes out to my brother, retired Chief Master Sergeant Norman F. Dexter, his wife, Dr. Gwendolyn Maxine Dexter, our grandson, Noble. Goes out to my sister, Mrs. Patsy Jackson, and her husband, Mr. Jim Jackson of Cordele, Georgia. This selection goes out to my nephew, Deacon Kenneth Smith, program chairman of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church, and with us this morning presenting our program to our Facebook and YouTube channel. Goes out to our pastor, Dr. K.M. Williams, pastor of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church, just celebrated 5 years of devoted service as pastor of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church. Goes out again to each and everyone who listens to our program on each Sunday morning. God bless you this first Sunday in May.
Contact the competent, capable, and dependable staff at the Jwwilliams